Well, hey everyone, Tim here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Doing something a little different today. We're switching it up. Instead of the Facebook Live videos, I've got more of a little tutorial. This is me sharing a little trick that I learned. And so if you mix audio in any way, shape, or form, whether it's in a studio environment or whether it's doing live sound, I've got something here that I think is going to help you guys. Now, one of the biggest challenges when you're mixing something is you want to provide separation and space for your instruments so that they can be heard clearly. This is what we do as mixers, especially in a studio thing. We have these tools where we can do all sorts of stuff to our audio to make it sound as clear and as nice as possible. And one of those tools that we use is panning stereo left and right. And so if you've got a pair of headphones and you may observe that the guitars live over in your left ear and the keyboards live over in your right ear, and that's because the guy who's mixed that has panned those left and right so that they can be heard a little bit better. But unfortunately, in a lot of live sound applications, you can't do that because everything's in mono, which means everything's straight up the middle. And there's not an opportunity to pan things left and right. And that's due to a lot of different reasons. I know in the venue that I mix in most often, which is my church, we have a long rectangular type of room, and I've got some speakers and some subs, but I know if I was to pan something to the left, the people on the right side of the room would kind of lose that instrument. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense in that case. But I've got another trick that I usually do that can provide some depth and space into your mix, and it's using the high-pass filter, or if you've got it on your console, a low-pass filter. And we're going to talk about those real quick. So what I've done is I've pulled up a session, and I've got some drums going right here. And these are just real simple MIDI drums, and so it's a virtual instrument, and so these drums, they're not real, but when I play, they play like a drum kit would. All right, so that sounds pretty good, but what if I wanted to do and put them into some sort of depth and space? What we can do with high and low pass filters is we can bring things forward or maybe push them back. And so for the human ear, it makes it feel like they are closer or farther away. And so I've got a simple EQ here, and there's nothing fancy about this. It's got a lot of knobs, but don't let that scare you. And so right here, in these two areas, this is what we're concerned about. We've got our low pass filter and our high pass filter. And so what we're going to do is we're going to activate what's common on most mixing consoles, which is our high pass filter. So I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to sweep that. And you can see what it does is it just cuts off all the frequencies below where this line is. And so let's play this song, or play the drum loop, and I'm going to sweep through and take away these frequencies, and you're going to hear how that's going to change the sound of the drums. So that feels farther away. And that feels closer. Now, I'm exaggerating here. You wouldn't normally do those severe of moves when you're mixing live sound, but you can tell how it makes it go farther and closer away from you in your perception of what that is. Now, if you have a low-pass filter, it does it even better. So we're going to hear this. And maybe you've heard that if you're outside of a building and you hear music inside, and then as you walk into the building, so all of a sudden it feels like it's gone from a distance to close to you. And what you can do is you can use those high and low pass filters to make it feel like things are more forward or more back in your mix. And that helps provide some separation between the instruments. Now, I know some mixing consoles don't have a high-pass filter, so here's a way that you can cheat with your high frequencies. Most mixers will have what's called a shelf. And if I turn that on, this is what a shelf does. It basically cuts out all the frequencies, however you set it. That's different from a bell curve, which looks like that. but now we have a shelf. And what we can do is let me take this and sweep this back, and let's play this. So it has kind of the same effect. Now, shelving usually will not go as far as, let's say, a low-pass filter or a high-pass filter would, but you can use that to kind of make it the way that you want it for your EQ. You're just going to lose all the rest of that information. But that's a simple and easy way for you to go in and for you to take away some frequency information that makes it appear to the human ear that things are closer and farther away. So when you're mixing live sound, or if you're mixing maybe in a studio environment and you want to make things feel closer to you or farther away, this is how you do it. So I hope this helps. I hope this was interesting to you guys, and be sure and check out these other videos that I'm going to be posting as time goes on. Love to get some feedback from you guys, what you thought. If there's any questions that you have that I can answer about audio or sound, let me know. I love to help people. I love to teach and train, and I'll be more than happy to do my best to answer your question. You guys have a great day.